Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the November 3rd West Fargo City Commission meeting. We welcome you all. We call the meeting to order. Please join the commission in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Anderson.
Here.
Commissioner Olson.
Here.
Commissioner Dardis.
Here.
Commissioner Zundell. Here. Commissioner Jorgensen.
Here. The record show all commissioners are present. Item D is to approve the order of the agenda. Commissioner Jorgensen.
As per request of City Engineer Mr. Wallace, we will remove the item 6 on the agenda, and I'll approve the rest of it.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion to approve the order of the agenda with one exclusion of item number 6. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell, seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next order of business is item E, is to approve the minutes of October 20th, 2025. They have been distributed and in your packets.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Wilson moves to approve the minutes of October 20th. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item F, Commissioner Jorgensen.
I'd like to recuse myself from voting on this issue.
Commissioner Jorgensen is recusing himself from the building permits report. Permit has been distributed and in your packets.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Anderson moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. I have a motion and a second to approve the building permits as distributed. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next order of business is the consent agenda. We have items A through F.
Move we approve.
Commissioner Zundell moves to approve the consent agenda, items A through F. Is there a second?
Second.
It should,
Commissioner Olson seconds.
sorry to interrupt, it should be A through G.
Oh, I have this morning's agenda. There's been a change. My apologies. Thank you, Madam Secretary. The consent agenda is items A through G. So the person,
I would love to amend my motion to approve items A through G on the consent
is
agenda.
the second?
Yep.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda A through G. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are now on the regular agenda. Item number 1 is public comment. Madam Secretary, has anyone signed up for public comment?
I do not have anyone.
Thank you. Public comment is now closed. We move on to item number 2, which is public hearings. None of our agenda items this evening require us to have a public hearings, so item number 2 is closed. We move on to item number 3. Item number 3 is the second reading of A24-28, an ordinance amendment to Title IV and Title X regarding the establishment of regulations and licensing standards for short-term rentals. We call on Mr. Aaron Nelson, Director of Planning and Zoning. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, President Dardis, and good evening, Commissioners. So item 3 is an ordinance amendment regarding the regulation and licensing of short-term rentals of residential dwellings. It also includes a resolution adopting fees for the ordinance. This item was most recently presented at your last meeting on October 20th, at which point the public hearing was held and the first reading of the ordinance was approved. In summary, this ordinance establishes regulations and annual licensing requirements for the short-term rental of residential dwellings. It would become effective July 1 of 2026. There have been no changes to the proposed ordinance since the last meeting, and so the requested action tonight is to consider approval of the second reading of the rezoning ordinance, as well as the approval of the resolution establishing fees. With that, happy to answer any questions you may have for staff.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for Mr. Nelson?
Move we approve the second reading and the accompanying resolution.
I have a motion by Commissioner Olson, a second by Commissioner Jorgensen, for the second reading of A24-28, ordinance amendment to Title IV and Title X regarding the establishment and regulations and licensing standards for short-term rentals. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4 is a temporary site license for AT&T cell tower. We're going to call on Mr. Dan Hansen, Senior Director of Community and Development. Purpose of this discussion is to approve a temporary site license to construct a temporary cell tower.
Thank you, Commissioner President Dowdis and Commissioners. This is a new item before you. The city was approached by Terra Consulting Group. They want to install a cell phone tower that would be utilized by AT&T, and the request is to install it on the southwest corner of our property that has the fire hall, the fire station. And there would be 2 phases to this. The first one would be to construct a temporary tower, and there is in the packet, I'm not sure if, there's a picture of it, what that would look like. And we've met with them on site for locating purposes. We met with the fire department to see if they had any use for that corner of their site. It would be on the other side of the property as from the fire station as over the pond. If you could scroll down, Madam Secretary, to the site survey. One more. There you go. You can see where the stormwater pond is located in the southwest corner. They would be looking to install, first of all, the temporary tower adjacent to the parking lot where shown. And then they plan on coming back with a permanent tower that would be located just south of that. We did get buy-in from the fire department that they do not have any plans for the use of that particular area on site. So they don't take any objections to this. We did work with them to put together, along with our legal team, to put together the contract for them to install this. We did negotiate a leasing agreement of the space in the amount of $1,500 per month. I have examples of other towers that they had, for example, with the City of Fargo, Parks Department, for a similar tower, and I believe the number that they were charging them was $1,400 a month. We do have other entities using like water towers and infrastructure. Wanted to just bring to your attention, this would be the first time that we would actually be allowing an actual cell tower by its own standing on city property. So wanted to make you aware of that so that way when you're making your decision whether this is to be approved or not, this would be the first of its kind to be installed on our property. And with that, I would entertain any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Hanson? Commissioner Zundell?
Have you compared the cost of what they're getting with the school district?
I have not seen anything that they have with the school district. I've just seen the one that they had with the City of Fargo Parks Department.
Because I think they do monthly ones for higher than what this is, and those would be ones that are even on like other infrastructure and not even on specific land. So my only concern about this is the monthly rate.
Yeah, and this is the monthly rate for the temporary tower. We would be doing I believe, a separate agreement for their permanent tower.
Do you know what they would do that for?
I
What they're
have-
going to give you a lease?
I have not asked them.
that?
We
Okay.
haven't begun any negotiations for that.
Is it, sorry to get granular, but do we lose any negotiating power if we're doing a temporary one and then it's kind of assumed we're going to do the next one in our phases that we've done before? Or do we usually do the temporary lease first and then the finalized one?
I'm sure that they have a level of expectation when they put the temporary one up that we would be able to move forward with the permanent one. I'd ask Ms. Schmidt as far as, I believe that there is an out if we want to terminate the agreement.
So you're referencing the Cheyenne High School Tower that's right
Yep.
there by the football stadium?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
they have one, and then I think, we have another one. There are some things in the park board minutes and stuff as well. This was a conversation that was had, I think, at that level. And then I think probably how it ended up here, but, okay, those are my questions.
Sure.
Okay. Could we have someone follow up on that, please, to compare the rates?
Compare the rates to an
Fargo
existing
High School.
one with West Fargo High School.
Yes, please. Commissioner?
Dan, when would the temporary structure go up?
They want to put it up starting right away, yep, as fast as they can get it up. The next step is for them to have this be on the planning and zoning. They've applied for a permit to do it. That would go to planning and zoning, I believe. Aaron, is that correct? Oh, straight to the city commission. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Any additional questions for Mr. Hanson?
Oh, I have one more question.
Commissioner Zendel?
Is this going to require any deviations from any ordinance as far as the setbacks in that location? So this meets all setback requirements as currently written in our code, and they would not be applying for any?
That's correct. There's no like variances or extra special treatment that's needed. This is available to be used.
Okay, thank you.
What's your pleasure, Commissioners?
Move to approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Jorgensen seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve the temporary site license for AT&T cell tower. The temporary site is located on the new fire hall property. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Mr. Hanson. Item number 5 is a Brookwood meter pit replacement on the east side. We're going to call on Mr. Jerry Wallace, the city engineer for the city of West Fargo. The purpose of this discussion is to create an improvement district and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Commission President and Commissioners, for your time tonight. I'm here before you to present the Brookwood meter pit replacement project. The action being requested is essentially creating the improvement district and directing the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. Essentially, Public Works came to the engineering department earlier this year and discussed that the meter pit at the Brookwood Manufactured Home Park is in pretty tough shape and needs to be replaced. As part of this discussion, currently, the engineering department proposes that as we enter in, if the commission chooses to enter into this project, we would follow the guidance that we took away from the 2024 CIP presentation and essentially create the district, assess 30% of the cost of the meter, and the city would pay 70% of the replacement costs through water revenues. Essentially, we're following Century Code requirements on the front end of the project here to set up the district. Included in your packet tonight is an improvement district map, pictures of the existing conditions, which you can see it's in pretty poor shape, and the associated resolutions. With that being said, staff recommendation is to create the improvement district and direct engineer to prepare an engineer's report. And with that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Commissioners, questions for Mr. Wallace?
I move we approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve the Brookwood meter pit replacement as presented by Mr. Wallace to create a improvement district and direct the engineer to prepare an engineer's report. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Thank you.
A reminder, item number 6 was pulled from the agenda, so we move on to item number 7. Item number 7 is an Improvement District 2296, Shadowwood Neighborhood, pavement rehabilitation. Again, we call on Jerry Wallace, city engineer. Purpose of the discussion is to approve both an engineer's report and a task order. Direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications and authorize a resolution of necessity. Mr. Wallace.
Thank you again, Commission President Dardis. As you stated, we're here to talk about the issue of the Shadowwood neighborhood and essentially what is going to be a mill and overlay project. Many years ago, we brought the idea forward that, we really should, it's critical, with the city here that we take the best efforts we can to try to preserve our pavement assets. There's been multiple neighborhoods on the south side that have been identified as being well in need of this type of work. Excuse me. Essentially, through local engineering judgment here, we've decided that the Shadowwood neighborhood and the next item as well, but the Shadowwood neighborhood with this item is in critical need of this work. I'm here before you tonight, presenting an engineer's report, the associated task order, and the associated resolutions, recommending that we approve the engineer's report and the task order, direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications, and authorize the resolution of necessity. I guess with that, I'll stand for any questions you may have.
Questions for Mr. Wallace? Commissioner Jorgensen?
Is this, excuse me, is this one of the ones we discussed about bidding out, not doing in-house?
I don't recall particular.
Dan's nodding his head
Oh.
behind you.
It was asked at a previous commission meeting if this was going to be bid out, and this is not a public works staff mill and overlay project.
Sure. By motion to
Consultant-led.
approve.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson, second. We have a motion and a second to approve engineer's report and task order, direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications, and authorize a resolution of necessity for improvement district number 2296. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Thank you.
Item number 8, you're back. Item number 8 is improvement district number 2297, the South Pond neighborhood, pavement rehabilitation. Again, purpose of the discussion is to approve both an engineer's report and a task order, direct the engineer to prepare plans and specifications, and authorize a resolution of necessity. Mr. Wallace.
Thank you, Commission President Dardis again. Similar instance here, we're just looking at the South Pond neighborhood. Mill and overlay work is what's anticipated. Not much really different to talk about other than, this is another neighborhood that scores high in the need category. I'd just like to point out that, our less than 15-year-old Costco across the street made a business decision here recently to mill and overlay their parking lot. So this work does make sense, and, we are recommending, you to approve the engineer's report, the task order, direct the engineer to prepare the plans and specifications, authorize the resolution of necessity. Again, we've attached the engineer's report, the associated task order, the resolutions, and with that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Wallace on this project?
I just have one thing.
Commissioner Jorgensen.
Sorry, this should have went with the other one too. One of my last meetings with Mr. Scott, what is going to get done with the mill? Is it going to get hauled off, or do we retain that?
Traditionally, I believe Public Works has often requested to take ownership of the millings, and we could certainly proceed that way if it's something that the commission would like to see.
There was a few places we identified where we could definitely stockpile it and use it.
Absolutely. No, great question.
Save on trucking if they're going to haul it back to their place. Versus
Absolutely.
keeping it here where in the future we know we could use it.
No, we can certainly proceed that way. We'll plan for it if,
Thank you.
you bet, sir.
Anything else for Mr. Wallace? All right.
Move we approve.
Commissioner Olson moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Zundell seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve for the improvement district in number 2297, South Pond neighborhood, to approve the engineer's report and task order and direct the engineer to prepare plans and specification and authorize a resolution of necessity. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Item number 9. Item number 9 is the second reading of ordinance 1264, a parking ramp ordinance. We call on Katie Schmidt, City Attorney of the City of West Fargo. Ms. Schmidt.
Thank you, Commission President and Commissioners. This is the second reading of Ordinance 1264 regarding use of city-owned parking ramps. There have been no changes to the draft since the first reading, so I ask that you consider approval of the second reading and adopt the ordinance. I'm available if you have any questions.
Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Schmidt?
I move we approve.
Commissioner Zundell moves to approve the second reading of ordinance 1264, the parking ramp ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson seconds. We have a motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 1264. Is there any discussion?
Well, I have one thing, Darren.
Commissioner Jorgensen.
Last week I was asked to go on a radio show, and Chief Nielsen, I applaud, he jumped in quick for me and gave me a lot of information. It cleared up a lot of the fuzziness why this was happening, but people don't realize that the parking ramp's out of sight, out of mind, and the amount of trouble that was happening up there. And thank you, Chief, for helping me with that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 10, we call on Dustin Scott, City Administrator, for the City Administrator's Report.
Thank you. Good evening, Commission President Dardis and Commissioners. Just a couple updates for you. First, regarding Matt Bus. As you are familiar, we had some good dialogue, good discussion the last time we looked at the Transit Development Plan. The Commission did direct that come back for an update to the Commission. I just want to let you know that Dan Hansen, Aaron, and I met last week. We're going to start with compiling information, organizing everything to share with commissioners, walk through our relationships with Fargo Transit, how that all intertwines with MetroCog, so that we can make sure we're all on the same page, and then go through the details of the Transit Development Plan that we would like to focus on in terms of making some adjustments for the future. And then also, we will have to bring forward the 2026 agreement with Fargo Transit. So prior to bringing that to the City Commission, we hope to roll this information out and ensure that we have some time to ask questions and get the answers that you are all looking for before we get to that next stage. So we have also been in communication with Julie from Fargo Transit, and they are certainly welcoming the idea of coming before the commission to, again, share some information and have dialogue on how to progress into the future. So with that, any questions how we're approaching that?
Commissioner Zundell.
When you're compiling the information, is one of the things that you could compile even probably for the benefit of the public is just like generalized flow of if someone from West Fargo wanted to go to Essentia or to Sanford or to the VA or something like that, what a typical bus route would look like and what the options are. I think part of the difficulty for some of that is the basics that people might tend to lean on that for aren't super digestible. I don't think as far as if I was going to try and go to have an appointment, how long would that take me? Where would I need to originate from? Is that possible? What areas of town is it possible from? And I think maybe, or even quick hits to some of the basic essential stores in West Fargo, I think seem to kind of be the other point of concern. So when you're doing that with the proposed route, do you think that could be a request of the information that they present at the meeting?
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely, certainly.
Okay.
Yep, and Aaron's taking the lead on this, so I'm hoping he's back there taking some notes, but.
Aaron, I'm always just making more work for
Yeah.
you, so sorry.
100%. No, he does a fantastic job and has already shared a draft with Dan and I that I was able to share with Bernie this morning too, so I think we're on the good.
I think those seem to be the main concerns, is people's ability to be able to do
100%.
some of those things, so.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
Nothing else on that. I'd like to share an update on our endeavor to move forward into a new ERP system. Willie, our finance director, was able to share an updated draft with Nick Lee and I. So we are really close to finalizing that RFP submittal and hope to bring that forward to the November 17th commission meeting for approval to advertise that RFP. From there, of course, there'll be a selection process. We will invite two of our commissioners to partake in that, the commissioners holding the portfolios. So we will be in touch over the next week or two as we put the final touches on that RFP, and again, plan to bring that forward November 17th meeting. So, any questions on the ERP system? My last update is just to, we are continuing our work on policies. We have hit all of the leave policies and special pay and some of those things that we are having some good collaboration amongst our senior directors and leadership teams. Hope to square those things away and again, bring those forward ideally at the November 17th meeting, but we will make sure that we are collectively moving forward with recommended changes to those policies before we do bring them to the commission. So, but as soon as we have those drafts available, we will get those out to commissioners for review and consideration. And that's all the updates I have. I stand for any questions you have for me.
Any questions for Mr. Scott? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All correspondence has been distributed and in your mailboxes, commissioners, unless you've received something personally. Anything to share? Any non-agenda items any commissioner would like to bring forward at this time? I have one item. A week ago Saturday, we had a Halloween event, and West Fargo Events was in downtown West Fargo at the MIA POW Plaza. And I don't know if anybody got a head count, but I would guess there were 3,000 to 4,000, if not more, children and parents that showed up. There was, at one time, there was a line from the front door of the VFW all the way south down Cheyenne Street to just about 7th Avenue. And there was another line that went north of those families that were coming from the north. It was an absolutely spectacular event, and a lot of candy was given out. Kids had a lot of fun, a little breezy, but it was an amazing city turnout. Fun to see, fun to see. And you can, when you sit there and watch this, you can certainly understand why the West Fargo Public Schools is building an elementary school about every other year, because I'll tell you, it was fun to watch. It really was. Anything else non-agenda any commissioners like to bring up? Any department heads, anything? With that, Commissioner Anderson,
Move to adjourn.
Commissioner Olson,
Second.
we stand adjourned. Thank you.